No,
Now I am.
because I pulled it up and I didn't see it. I wasn't sure.
Dude, I literally just clicked go live.
Oh, shut up.
No. You're total rigs. I appreciate you reaching out. Number one, I appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate you checking in on YouTube for me. And I literally just checked my feed.
Because I pulled it up and I didn't see
I
it.
just went to check my feed and I'm like, holy crap, dude, you forgot to hit go live. Anyways, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having my back, buddy.
Got you.
Welcome to another episode. We're here. We're back. We're hanging out. What's up, homies? We chilling. I just hung my Superman tapestry back here. My Superman flag.
Yeah. Tapestry.
You can tell I've been slightly domesticated, can't you?
How does a minimalist stoic lad like yourself have tapestries?
It's true. I'm like, it's a flag. I bought it on a street corner for like $10 when a guy was selling them out of his trunk of his car. I'm like, let's go, guys. Welcome to another episode. I figure I'd take this opportunity to go through the world's map in the moon with a little bit more greater detail, if you will. What's up?
Way in the corner.
Yup.
Sorry, who's
Better on YouTube. Hold on.
mirroring everyone?
I think Jackie. But so yeah, we're basically just gonna take an opportunity to go through the world's map, presented in the moon. I've pointed out a few more things to show you guys. I have a video at the end that we're gonna go through and dissect a little bit. But I also have, which is slightly different for me, I have a personal observation that I actually can use to back up this entire thing, and that's something new. I've never presented that within the confines of this presentation before, and I've talked about the moon a lot. Y'all know that. But again, guys, welcome. We're gonna get started. Let's roll with it. What's up? So yeah, this presentation is called The World's Map in the Moon. I am your boy, hashtag Book of Killian. Book of Killian, that's me, inspired by Book of Eli. Just a journey that we're on, discovering truth as we go, finding things, evidence that fits. We put the evidence on our wall for consideration, and when we don't like something, we take it down, throw it on the floor, because we don't need to consider it anymore, because considerations need to be kept. So, yeah, that's me. You got double kiwi today. Oh my gosh, you got one on the right and one on the left. That is the from one of my original presentations. But this was a screen cap that I grabbed from one of the presentations I did earlier, and it's a really hack grab. I literally screen recorded it on my phone, so the quality isn't the greatest. But it's just really to get your mind right now. This slide, I really want you guys just to take a moment to remove all ideas that you may have had, preconceived notions, and I'm literally going to call them preconceived notions because I'm at the position now, at the point now where I'm so confident, maybe cocky if you will, but definitely confident in my stance of the moon being in the map. So I'm going to, or the map being in the moon. So I'm going to ask you guys again, respectfully, just to remove all preconceived notions about maps, moons, anything of the sort, and just take this on for colors right now. Okay, just colors. Let's go. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I inadvertently roll past a slide. My hands aren't the greatest. You guys know that. Just
I will harp on you immediately,
okay?
though.
Son of a bitch. Next,
Just the
we're gonna
same,
flip
yeah.
it. So we flip it. So again, every night to something a little bit different. All we've done is just. No, we're gonna back it up in a sec. Okay? I'll show you guys.
Is the stream sideways?
Next,
Oh,
no, we're
There
good.
we go.
It's all my fault. So we flip it. So again, this is what we started with. Okay, and then this is the slightly altered image to colors. And then again, we flip it because I say that we are looking at a mirror image, right? And
Was it supposed to be sound for this?
You gotta account for that refraction. I think the flip or whatever. Anyways, right. Next. Okay. Apologies. We're gonna do that. That's fine. So okay, what we've done is, or not what we've done. Sorry, the Vibes of the Cosmos. And over distance,
I need to mute.
You gotta account for that refraction. I think the flip or whatever. Anyways. Next, bear with me, guys, as always. Okay, cool. So here's the idea. You have the moon itself, and the moon presents as it does in the sky. Now, if you guys remember when we were children, we all played with a magnifying glass. You had the magnifying glass, had it up close, you would hold it up to stuff, look at it, it would magnify whatever you were looking at. Cool. Then we all got a little bit more creative with our use of the magnifying glass, and we started looking at stuff at arm's distance, right, at arm's length. And all of a sudden, the things that we were looking at would actually flip over. You guys remember that? Anybody? Okay, sounds great. All right, thanks.
Yep, I do.
All right, cool. So that's the idea with the moon, that the moon is literally being presented as an inverted, so a flipped over image because it's so far away. Okay, that's the first thing. So we're gonna flip it, and that's what I'm saying within the confines of the video. I apologize, the audio issue, fine, but we flip it, right? So it gets flipped. Then you're gonna take the light spots, change those to blue, and the dark spots, we're gonna change those to green. Watch what happens. Yeah, you're talking too much, shut up. All right, cool.
That clown.
So that's what we're working with at this point. You have the blue, and that, folks, like when we say sea level, that is in fact the sea level that we're referring to. The as we all know, our friend EXO talks about the waters infamously, right? And he's right. The waters were here first, 100%. And that, all that blue is one planar surface. Now, obviously, like there's waves and undulations and swells and all these different things that take place depending on where the moon's located and all that stuff, fine. But for the confines of just this idea of just two planes where we have the land and we have the water, this blue surface, that's all one level, i.e. sea level. And then the green would be the land. Okay? Are we good so far, guys? Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, where's the ocean shelf in this blue? Isn't it supposed to be gradations of blue, or is that a different map?
The shelf. What do you mean? The outer, quote, ring?
Yeah, well, didn't they do like an in-depth one where they like said like, because like the continents don't line up, but if they do like the ocean shelf and they do like the depth and they compare it. Oh wait, no, that's
yeah,
on the
that
other
you're
side,
getting
my
okay,
bad.
but
Yeah,
that
That's
we're just
on our
talking
side.
about two planes right now. We're just talking about right now the land and the water. That's it. Right. So right now we're just identifying the land separate from the water. So is that making sense to everybody? Guys.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, hold on. Oh, damn it. What happened here? Go to Max ahead. Next. All right, cool. So, this is a graphic that I crudely threw together yesterday. I was like, hey, let me just start doing some stuff in Paint. So, this is what I did. So, the world's map in the moon. You guys agree this is the moon, right? Yes. Okay, great. So you've got this up here. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is this is Australia. This is the sore thumb that sticks out that you can see clear as a bell. This is Australia right here. So I took a little screen cap, pulled it out. I'm like, hey, this is Australia. Great. And then we're just gonna disregard this black spot here. We don't need to talk about that just yet. Skipping over that landmass, we come to the Americas. This is the North American section, this is the South American section, and the Caribbean Strait is right in here. And then over here, these two big black blotches. The one on the left is Africa. The one right here in the middle is Eurasia. Now, the countries. Y'all remember I was just saying that the peace over here is Africa. So when you rotate it slightly, we go from here to there. This is Africa. This is Eurasia. Hyperborea, which would be the North Pole, is up here.
Oh wow, this one's cool.
And then you've got, and the most important part, I'll just be honest, I mean, from my perspective, that I like to just point out is, this is the River Nile. The Nile, cutting through Egypt, as exiting in the northern coast of Africa. Right, and here's Italy, right here. So these are all the different countries, all labeled. It isn't the greatest quality. Again, these are just screenshots that I pulled from Vibes of Cosmos' video. Shout out to them, of course. And then Russia identified here, China over here, India down here. Close up of, again, the Americas, or sorry, North America, I apologize. You've got, obviously, Hyperborea, which would be the North Pole. You've got Alaska, Canada, USA, Mexico, and then leading down into South America.
It's got Hyperborea?
Yeah, up here.
Oh, that's so awesome. Dude.
So that would be the northern point. That would be the northern point. And then Greenland is right here too.
Look at the 4 rivers.
Yep. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Right.
Okay. So. Oh wait, did I skip past? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I'm good. All right. Here is the observation, the crux, the meat and potatoes. The everything to the everything. Yo, TL, what's happening on YouTube? And Riggs, shout out. I see you making the comments, man. Appreciate that so very much. That's awesome. All right. We all know the map above my head. This one. This is the one when we went to grade school and they pulled down the map from the ceiling and it's usually like, this is where you live. And this is where this is, and this is, and kids put up their hands. They're like, "Where's this? Where's this?" And the teacher answered the questions. Cool. The main thing that I want to outline right now, because I have to. It's almost like, in order to bring you guys effectively with me, I need to place adequate cookies, breadcrumbs. This is what they kind of call breadcrumbing in a way, but I hate that term because it sounds slightly psychotic. But I need to place points of reference so that you guys can follow along the path. So we got the Tropic of Cancer, we've got the equator, and we've got the Tropic of Capricorn. Now the two tropics are basically the median lines that the sun and moon orbit between. Like they basically float between those two lines, and the equator is the middle belt, basically. Like it's just the belt that goes right around the quote-unquote globe. Call it the median division line, sure. Going over to this map, which I 100% assure you that I pulled it from... Oops. Oh no, I got too far. Which I've pulled it from this map. Okay, we're looking at this section here. So again, Australia and the Americas. So here we have Tropic of Cancer on the inside. We've got the equator and we've got Tropic of Capricorn. Now if you use point markers as points of reference to check and see if this actually works out, let's use South America as the reference, which is right here. And we can see that the equator is cutting through the upper, let's say, quarter, even fifth of South America. So we double back down here. I know this is North America here. This is South America here. And yes, in fact, the equator is cutting through the upper fifth of South America. Is that making sense to you guys?
Osco.
Yes.
Osco.
It makes sense, sort of.
You
Yes.
sound so defeated.
I'm a skeptic. I'm not.
I know you're a
calling out
skeptic,
stuff.
but it's a skeptic is one thing, right? That's a hand waiver. This is points of reference that I'm presenting based on what we learned and tying it to the moon. And I'm giving you the lines that we were taught on. So it's not a question of you not accepting it because you don't choose to believe it. It's a question of you accepting it because I'm showing you points of reference that they recognize. And I'm identifying them in reference to the moon. And that's not something you can not pay attention to. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, oh no, I'm not there yet. Sorry, getting excited. We have, again, Tropic of Cancer, drawing a reference point through North America, which would be here. They show us up here that it's cutting through, let's say, Florida, roughly, right? Because Florida's around here. We go over to this area here. Again, I believe this is in fact, not I believe, this is in fact North America. And this is the Tropic of Cancer. The last one is Tropic of Capricorn, looking at it cutting through basically the southern area of South America. This is South America, and it's cutting through the southern point. It doesn't align with this. Something's fishy. But that is also one of the things that we know, that when they created the globe model, the northern hemisphere was correct, like putting on a toque, right? If you're a Canadian, or putting on a beanie, whatever, the upper half gets pulled on, and as you get lower, it's the bottom half doesn't fit as well. It's loose. I think this is the same thing. This map got laid on top of a ball, and the southerly portions got deformed, got elongated. This would have been elongated. They would have made areas of South America and Africa more elongated, so that they fit their globe model better. It wrapped. We all know when we go to wrap a ball, we always have the excess at the bottom. You're like, what do you do with it? You tie a bow around it, make it cute, whatever. Fine. So, this is the x-axis, crosshairs, whatever. This denotes the North Pole. This is above Hyperborea that was identified here. This would be the North Pole. The cross is the North Pole. This is where Polaris would be affixed. Through refraction with the black sun underneath the crust, the moon and the sun are created, and they orbit, varying between these two rings, but they orbit around within those two rings around our planar surface. Now, the observation. The night or the day that we had the eclipse, can't recall which exact eclipse it was. I was up at 7 o'clock in the gym on the 5th floor of my building, which is about 60 feet in the air, sky. 7 o'clock in the morning, I've got the sun rising from the east, and I have the moon in the western sky. And I've posted this picture quite a bit. I actually should have put it into the presentation. I apologize for not doing so. The moon is my observation for this. Again, I'm in North America, which is here. I'm in Ontario, Canada, which is here, and I'm looking to my left, observing the moon. Now, in this picture, this is the sun, this is the moon, but I'm asking you guys, for the sake of this presentation, to please accept my observation for this part, understanding that this in fact would be the moon for what happened that morning. So again, I'm in Ontario, Canada, I'm looking to the western sky, and I'm observing the moon. I'm chatting on the 24/7 channel with a buddy named Timbo in Australia. It's approximately, I think, 10 p.m. for him at night, clear skies. I ask him, can you see the moon? He says yes. Awesome. My next question is, in what region of the sky is it? He says his east. So again, we have me seeing the moon to my left. We have Timbo here in Australia, which is here, confirming that he's seeing the moon to his right, in his eastern sky, if you will, when I say his right. Thoughts, questions, points of contention?
No, I love it.
Thank you.
Space is fake and gay.
Soundboarded. Great. Awesome. Is this, and I'm also curious to know, is this breaking through any barriers or walls for people?
I'm telling you, you're elongating my knowledge base.
Dude, draw the tropic lines is helpful to me, and also the shape of Australia. Like, so the thing that I think is happening to a lot of people, and definitely happened to me, is like, they're like, oh, that country, that continent doesn't look right, and then you got to be like, okay, but right compared to what? Am I comparing it to the stretched out globular, like, geodesic coordinate system continent? Is that the correct size? I mean, I'm not going to compare it to the squashed out Gleason's map for like the correct size of Australia, right? So then you're like, there's a good chance that we don't know what the bulk of the continents look like. And that blob looks, dude, it looks enough like this Australia, like the one I put in chat. It's like the one from that flat map that's got like no southern continent distortion.
Yeah.
That's a fair shape of Australia, and that's pretty close to there. And the tropic line cutting it right where it does is hard to dismiss.
Cool. All right. So here comes the video. Vibes of Cosmos. There's not any, obviously we're not going to go through any audio or anything because there's no audio going to come through. So very much like I can pause it, we can chat, whatever you guys want. But yeah, here comes the literal countries.
Dude, you can share audio if you switch your share screen to just the application, not your screen.
Share the app. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it's...
Right, because sharing the screen was good for the PowerPoint, so you could full screen it, because you couldn't do that otherwise, I think. But it doesn't do sound.
Yeah. All right, it's all good. But oh shit, man! I also got to not touch my cursors. So, food for thought, or just an idea I want to put into people's heads. We are going to cover the rotation. Right now we're just in this region, but in fact, like this whole vicinity at some point gets inhabited. I don't know if I did that right.
No.
What should have been that?
No. Inhabited.
Thank you, man. I put the A in there, bro. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, this is the known region that we're in right now. And they're the countries. So let me know if you guys ever want me to stop it.
Is this a real map that they have printed out that we can buy? because they look to be just like zooming in on a big PDF right now.
Yeah,
moving it around.
they have print. If you go to their
Oh, wow.
their YouTube channel, you can buy their stuff.
Oh no, the links are already in this description because I don't want them yelling at me. So I went and put
Oh yeah.
their links to buy this stuff in the thing, and I was just talking it up.
Hey, there's the UK. Oh shit, man! See that?
Look at you, Shane. Product placement, you know, just the low-key advertising. I like it.
Well, the first time I used their stuff, they like left this comment, and I forgot that they watched my stuff. So I was like, "You're right. I'm sorry. I'll link forever. Every time I reference your stuff, I will link your stuff." So here we go.
They're just like, wouldn't it be cool if they had maps available for less than $20? Oh
Well,
wait,
turns
they
out
do.
can. Yeah, you can get it right below. Go look at that link. See you go.
There's Ireland, England, Scotland. That's where Jackie is. Hi, Jackie.
So what if these maps they're showing us, like, what if all of this is Hyperborea?
Uh-oh.
You know, the older maps, they just show you this little tiny little area, and it's got these 4 or 5 big pieces or whatever. Maybe that's all they did. They're like, okay, we're going to draw a circle around it, and we're going to tell them this is as far as they can go, when in reality, there's a bunch of other shit out there.
I don't know,
Yeah,
dude.
so the way
What
that
if the globe and all these maps they're showing us are actually the 4 continents that you see in the old maps up in the north, but they've just kind of manipulated the metrics of the distances and the ability to go out there and explore and verify.
the way they show the continents in this map is interesting because there's no boundary that we know of as the Antarctica, right? So that would imply the sun melts it out and rotates around, like Uarnon says, around the Great Circle. I think I have in a gift somewhere where it just rotates around. But that would mean that the boundary of Antarctica is constantly moving so slowly. But I don't know, man. A lot of that poses problems for stuff.
What if the lost city of Atlantis was actually the entire
Okay.
world?
Funny you should say
as
that.
they presented to us, right? The old world with Tartaria and all this Antiquitech, all that shit. What if that was actually the lost city of Atlantis and the Noah's flood and the mud flood or whatever and all that shit happened way, you know?
Is he looking for
Of course,
Atlantis right now?
something happened.
Oh,
All right,
you're looking at
Flack.
Alaska.
Flack, cut it for a sec. Let me show you guys this. Check this. So earlier I was saying there's that big black blotch between Australia and the Americas. That's Lemuria. Oh man. That's Lemuria. There you go. Kind of see it. But that's it right there. I don't want to mess with it with my cursors. But yeah, there it is. So the issue with Lemuria is apparently there's some boundaries to it marked off in the Antarctica Treaty. Apparently, that boundary land is recognized in the Antarctica Treaty. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's a rumor. I can't confirm it. But the next part is, like, we don't even know if it's visible. I don't know if it's underwater. Maybe it's like it was there pre-flood, and when the flood came in, it got flooded. It didn't make the cut. There's the Caribbean Strait. All the islands. I should have stopped it there, but I didn't. I'll go back. There you go. Barbados. Shout out to Barbados. I lived in Barbados for a few years growing up. You got Jamaica, you got Virgin Islands, St. Lucia, Dominican Republic, I think it's up there. I think. Yeah, Cuba, with a bear cut out of it, like Mike said yesterday. The reverse. Got the nose, ears, the back. Baby back. Yeah, guys, that's the world map. Oh, there's Atlantis.
Or it's a bunch of random gray blocks that look like every island that we know to exist in the place that we think it is.
Yeah, this could be CGI too. You can't really say it's a map if you're just looking at CGI. Gotta keep that in consideration.
Bro, how are you gonna say that this is possibly CGI when I literally just went through, like, a kid in grade school could do
don't let
this
Black
with
do it.
crayons.
Don't let Flack.
I'm just saying. No. You know what?
That wasn't the point I was making. I was just saying that clearly this is computer generated imagery, and maps are defined by actual like courses and accounts on paper, physical metrics of feeling and touching and seeing and all that. I'm not saying.
Oh, there's the grid or the scale, 1,000 kilometers. They put a grid to this as well in another measurement presentation they did. Okay, the last thing I'm going to go through, it's a bonus slide I threw in, is the original reading from the 58 Encyclopedia of the Firmament. We're going to go through this. Because remember, I presented this a couple of times and Riggs keeps mentioning a mountain. And I'm like, let me see what I can find within the confines of this thing that talks about a mountain, if there's anything here.
So check this out real quick.
So,
I actually was in these old this country home in Europe. The biggest, it's one of the biggest. It is the biggest, but one of the oldest too. And they had this giant library and all these encyclopedias. And I went through all these encyclopedias trying to find that chip for you, but I couldn't. Sorry.
it's all good. Alright.
So they spotted it from a plane.
Oh no, there's no flicking sound. Forgot.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, it's just a dude telling you, and we just need a clear shot of the page so we
Yeah,
can read it.
I'm just gonna get in and read it. Okay, so copyright 1958 edition, United States of America. Fine, checks out.
Except we can't find that edition anywhere in print,
No.
which seemingly doesn't check out. It's very hard to find.
Okay. Oh, my eyeballs. Come on. Fix. I just can't read it. New Zealand. Sure. Okay.
There you go. So 4 planes.
All right. So New Zealand to set up two lane. No. Let's see. Area. Little America. No. Hold on. Just trying to see where I should start reading from. 4 United States planes flew from New Zealand to, what does it say? Something sound.
McMurdo?
McMurdo. Dude, my eyes get shitty sometimes. Sound on December 20th, 1955, and made an exploratory flight over unknown parts of the continent until January 18th, 1956. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude of 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. New mountain ranges were located about latitude 85 degrees south, longitude 50 degrees west. Something the observation made by Ronnie in 1947. Antarctic continent is a single unit. 73. I don't know the rest. So that's all we're getting from this. These flights proved in the area to be featureless in character. Proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high.
So there were planes that were at altitude trying to find or scout land, and the inland area, I assume, is like Hyperborea. Is that like around? Wait, what would
Yeah,
that be? Out there. Okay.
But again,
so the
remember,
inland area of the south.
But remember, from a let's talk about where New Zealand is. Based on that map, New Zealand's close to the outside, right? So if it's New Zealand's close to the outside, that means that the quote dome would in fact be at its lowest point there, because that's where it's coming down. Know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I know the interpretation.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, from the context that it's actually in, what Glober could possibly, like, what they could possibly say. Says, yeah, these flights prove the inland to be featureless, but so that means the outer edges of New Zealand are featureless, or the outer edges of the ice probably out there. Yeah, with a dome. Now, what do you mean about the mountain rigs? Because the Globers say that too, with a dome as like applying to a mountain or something.
And this is a rendering of the idea. So again, New Zealand, Australia is what we say based on the moon map is closest to the quote edge. So if I say that there is in fact a dome, and I'm willing to accept the fact that the ceiling height would be 13,000 feet, and that's where it was measured to. That's what they're referring to based on New Zealand and its location with reference to the edge, 13,000 feet high. Now, the other question that I would have, though, is commercial flights that enter and exit New Zealand, what altitude do they fly at? But yeah, Riggs, question about the mountaintops. What do you think they're referring to, as Shane asked? And that at the highest point, it would be 383,000 feet. Friends, that concludes my presentation for this evening. / this day, depending on where you are and where you're listening from. Thanks for being
So
here.
the whole idea with the firmament, like if the moon map lines up with this where New Zealand is at the edge, could you go back and show the moon map showing the New Zealand would be towards the edge where they have it? And then the dome or the firmament would have to be a lot larger than to encompass all the areas of the land that we're not showed about too then, right?
Yeah, that's another like problem, right? That's one of the things that I have an issue with
Very
then,
good point.
because then there would have to be like, so then the ice wall can move. That's fine, I guess. Scientifically, the sun can melt out new area. I get that. It can do wider and wider arcs. But what do you do with the like? I mean, like what happens with the firmament? Like if it's an actual firmament, does it move? Do we have our own? If it comes and goes down at that edge, how does anyone get beyond that edge? Like how are those other lands reachable? If all the continents are like here, as the moon map says, then wouldn't the firmament reach out to like the outer edges of that?
Exactly. It'd be a much bigger one, and then it would be north. The areas that's hidden, which seems to be the case as far as we can tell, the areas in the north to us will be lots of land that they're hiding, right? And maybe even iced over at this point until the sun goes over that area. The Prague map, if there's any kind of deep dive and hidden information about the Prague clock actually showing that that's the grade A and all of that would be another key to figure out.
Hey Shane and Kiwi, I've heard Lion of Yah, I believe, talk about he believes that if like I don't know 100,000 or 200,000 of us went to the ice wall, it would, or to the dome, like we went to Antarctica, it would move. So like the firmament and the encapsulation of where we can inhabit land will morph and change depending on who's observing it or near it or whatever.
What?
Yeah, I mean that's an idea. Is that we're really told to stay in the middle. Not just because we'd find the dome, but we could explore more. Like we're supposed to be able to explore a lot more, but we're literally confined because of the.
It's like a force field that's based on the population.
Right, possibly. It's just by chance, maybe.
Guys, give me a quick sec. I'm just going to close out the
Where
show.
you got that idea from?
Yeah, for sure. He's talked a lot about the North Pole and
Friends on YouTube, thank you so very much for being here. Appreciate you as always. It was a pleasure hanging out. I hope that this provided a little bit of context as to what we're looking at up there. So yeah, next time you see Australia in the moon sticking out like a sore thumb, I promise you, once you see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. Always a pleasure, friends. Be well. Have an amazing